Hi everyone. I got bored, so I'm deciding to do a new video on something that came up to my attention the other day when I was at um, a friend of my mom's. She has two little cockatiels. She just brought them home not too long ago, and this is the first time she's had birds. And my mom cleans for this lady as well, so she gets to see a lot of the things that go on. So this video is going to be mostly about the do's and do nots of general bird keeping. The rules pretty much apply for everybody, um, and I'm not mad at this person for doing these things. I'm just really want to educate everybody on all those things out there that can kill your bird that most don't think are going to. So I'm going to start with the bad things, because those are really important, and if you get bored and switch, well, hey, you know the bad things are, right? Bad things like candles. A lot of people think, oh, well, the flame, they could jump into it, blah, blah, blah. Not more, obviously, you can burn a bird if they ever flew into a candle, but the part that really you should be more concerned about is the scent and what the candle actually gives off. Scented candles are really good if you want to light them after supper, or, get in the mood, or whatever you want to do. They smell really nice. They can kill your bird. Birds are very sensitive to scents, so scented candles, they're not very good with those. And the other thing about candles, scented or non-scented, is that candles give off carbon monoxide. If you didn't know that, you do now. And that will kill your bird. I'm sure most of you out there know that back in the day, before they had carbon monoxide detectors, they would send homing pigeons into mine shafts to see if they were safe for miners to go in. If the homing pigeons didn't come back, they didn't go into the mine shafts, which just makes sense, because that would mean that they died of some sort of poisoning. So it wouldn't make sense to light a candle beside your bird, considering that that's what they used to do to figure out if there was carbon monoxide poisoning somewhere, is they would send a bird in. Keep that in mind, no candles. Another thing, scents of any kind. Natural scents are okay. Like if you bake a pie and your house smells like pie, go for it. If you light a candle, as I said, or plug in an air freshener, stop that. Plug in an air freshener, or any kind of sprays, those are good. Perfume is really bad, don't do it. Again, it's a spray, but most people don't think that. In all fairness, I do wear perfume, but I do not spray perfume around the birds. Okay, Augie, go away. She likes to pick at my ears, so she can go back over there in our cage. She'll probably fly back to me, because she's like that. So yeah, if you spray anything, spray in another room, give yourself a couple seconds to kind of air out, and then you can go see your birds. Hairspray is so bad for your birds. I'm sure you guys all know what hairspray does. It's sticky. You breathe that in, and it sticks to your lungs. Think about what that does to your bird. That's not cool. So hairsprays aren't good either. I would advise you not even bringing your bird in the bathroom when you get ready in the morning to do your hair. Brushing your teeth or having a shower, fine. If you do use a lot of hair products, that's not cool. Teflon, overheated Teflon will kill your birds. The fumes that come off of them, we normally can't smell. I'm sensitive to that kind of stuff, so I do. But that will kill your birds as well. Self-cleaning ovens, if you have a self-cleaning oven function on your oven, I would suggest not using it. If you do use it, or use it often, I would suggest A, not using it as often as you normally would, or B, if you do have to use it, put your birds away in a different room, close the door, open the window in the room if it's nice out. If you live way up where I do and it's freezing cold, don't do it. Don't open the window, that's just wrong. Your birds will freeze. Um, open the door to the kitchen, if there's a door to the kitchen. Open a window, turn on a fan, air out the kitchen before you bring your birds back down to the room where the kitchen is, or if there's a living room that's close to the kitchen, because that's pretty nasty. I would suggest not even using the self-cleaning function, period. Some other things that are not good for your birds. Birds can't swim, so if you're doing the dishes and you happen to have your bird with you, be very careful about that because your bird can drown. Toilet bowls as well, any open water. Dogs and cats, be careful with them. I'm sure I've mentioned it before. Both of my cats are excellent with the birds. The dog, not so much. She's a hunting dog. I can't blame her. But keep those in mind. Like, you don't want to leave your birds unattended with your cat or your dogs. Even if you know that your dog is really, really good around birds, don't ever leave them alone. It's just like little kids around dogs. I don't care what kind of dog you got. Don't leave your kids or your birds around, or your dogs rather, around your birds. No, don't do it. Don't leave them alone. I don't know how many times I've heard, oh, well, this big nasty pit bull ripped the face off this little girl, and, it's all the dog's fault. Do you know what? Do you know how many people died in the United States last year, because of dogs? I know, I don't want to say obviously, but the most were the more guard dog type dogs. But did you know that 4 people in the United States were killed because of Labradors? It can happen. Don't think that just because your dog is really, really good, that, it might do something. Keep that in mind. You can trust them all you like when you're there, but don't turn your back on them, because it'll be that one time that you don't think about it, that it will happen. Okay, so that's most of the nasty stuff. There's lots of good things to do with your birds. Taking your birds outside is really, really good for them. If you didn't know, birds have a different seeing spectrum than we do. We see from red to violet. They see not as much as, if I have this correct, they see not as much as the red, but more of the violet on the other side, which means that your birds can see things that you can't. I've heard stories of people who started wearing hand cream and all of a sudden the birds started freaking out because they couldn't figure out why, and it turned out that it was the hand cream that was setting them off. So bringing your birds outside actually helps them to see things. If you have full spectrum lighting, which is also really good, but fresh air, the birds outside, lots of things to play with. If you have a tree in your yard, a bird safe tree which you should check out, your bird will love sitting in it. Kia loves the apple tree in our yard. He will pick the leaves off of the apple tree if I let him. So that's really good. If you're gonna bring your bird outside, put it on a leash. Even if your bird's wings are clipped, better safe than sorry, right? Think about it. $30 leash, $2,000 bird. Yeah, go with the leash. Other good things. If you eat a lot of fruit, vegetables, pasta, grains, anything like that, like anything that's not infested with salt and lots of sugar, give it to your bird. They'll love it. If you have a humidifier, keep the humidity at, about 50. That's also supposed to be really, really good for your birds. Keep all those things in mind. There's a whole bunch of lists of don'ts out there. It's kind of like when you have a kid. You gotta look through their eyes for a bit and figure out what's going to hurt them and what's not. So listen to this video again. Make sure you have all these things listed in that little, drawer in the back of your head. These are things that are bad for my birds, and if I do them, I might kill them. I'll try to post some in the description or a link to somewhere that has them. There are many. So please keep those things in mind. A few minutes will save your birds, I promise. 100 times over, I might add. So I hope you learned something.